world one. Cold, shuttered, loveless star, sulker in clouds, street walker of the sky, where can you hide? No one will take you in. Happy the morning lights up other worlds as from sleep they turn a family of faces to the house cloud sun. Outrage, you, outcast, leading your one-eyed sister through the night, from door to door, down the locked zodiac, never come home. News of the world, too. In the first year of the last disgrace, peace, turning her face away, coughing in laureled fires, weeping, drags out from her hatcheted heart the sunrise, the sunset acts of the day, and leaning up against the red sky, she mourns over evening cities. The milky morning springs from her mothering breast, half choked with happy memories and fulfillment of misery. I am the wife of the workman world with an apron full of children, and happy, happy any hovel was, with my helping hand under his gifted head, and for my sleep his shoulder. I wish that the crestfallen stars would fall out of his drunken eye and strike my children cold. I wish the big sea would pity them and pity me, and smother us all alike. Bitter sun, put out your lions as I have put out my hope, for he will take them in his clever hand and teach them how to dismember love, just as though it was yearn. Oh, washing board time, my hands are sore, and the backs of the angels ache, for the red-handed husband has abandoned me, to drag his coat in front of his pride, and I know my heart will break. In the first year of the last disgrace, peace, turning her face away, coughing in fire and laurels, weeping, bared again her butchered heart to the sunrise acts of the day. The third of the war. Let her lie naked here, my hand resting light on her broken breast, the sleeping world given into our far from careful keeping, terrestrial daughter of a disaster of waters, no master honors. Let her lie tonight, attended by those visions of bright swords that never defended but ended life. My emerald trembler, my sky-skipping scullion, see now your sister dipping into the horizon, leaves us in darkness, you nude and I seeking to lose what the day retrieves, and in moderation of love. Bend your arm under my generation of heads. The seas enfold my sleepless eye and save it weeping for the dishonored star. I hear your grave nocturnal lamentation, where abandoned far, you like Arabia in her tent mourned through an evening of wilderness. Oh, what are you grieving for? For the tiared palaces of the Andes and the last Asiatic terraces. I see the wringing of the hands of all the world. I hear your long fingering of this. I hear your long lingering of disillusion. Favor the viper heaven with one vision, that is not that it may see what is lost. The crime is blended by the time and the cause. But at your guilty and golden bosom, O daughter of laws, I happy lie tonight. The fingering zephyr, light and unlikely as a kiss, the shades creep out of their holes and graze for a last long look at your bare empire as it rolls its derelict glory away into darkness. Turn, Lyra, back. Our fate is in your face. Whom do you love but those you doom to the happy disgrace of adoring you with degradation? I guard my wife, the wild world of a bride in devastation. She has curled up in my hand, and like a moth, died a legend of splendor along the line of my life. But the congregation of clouds paces in dolor over my head, and her never barren belly where we lie, summered together, a world and I. Her life, bird-flecked hair, sunsetting the weather, feathers my eye. She shakes an earring sky, and her hand of a country trembles against me. The glittering night riders gambol through, a zodiac of symbols above our love, promising, oh my star-crossed, death and disaster. But I want breath for nothing but your possession. Now, this summer midnight before the dawn shakes its bright gun in the sky, before the serried battalions of lies and organizations of hate entirely encompass us, buried, before the wolf and friend render us enemies, before all this, lie one night in my arms and give me peace. Now, I forgot to say anything about George, and apparently it's very hard to know anything about George because every time he tells about his life, he tells it differently, okay? But anyway, as I understand it, he was the son of a policeman, but then I thought he was watching television once when I visited in England, where he and his wife and children are, and I was watching the television, and I thought he said his father was in the Guard. Maybe you can be in the Guard and be in the police at the same time. I don't know. Anyway, then he said, I think he said, or someone said to me, or it was quoted that, when his mother held his book, she said it was so nice, dear, and held it upside down. So apparently, and she was from Ireland, and didn't know how to read. Is that true? I don't know. So then he went to school. He went to a public school, and I think I remember him telling about that there was a boy hung in the locker room. I'm so sorry. It must be very difficult, those schools. And he went to school. He went to school through the age of 14, and then he was tutored by a Jesuit priest, and which, by the way, might influence a lot of his imagery and this seating upset he has about going to hell. He seems to think he's going to hell. Which I thought we could make a little prayer later on when we do it. That maybe he wouldn't have to land there. He's done everything wrong. But he's done everything wrong. But there might be that he's done more right than anyone has dared to do at the same time. Maybe. Oh dear. Oh yes. So he went to school through the age of 17, and then he was on his own. Everything else he had to learn by the hellish ways that he had of learning everything. So, oh, somebody said an apron full of children. That is not something foreign to him. Oh dear. He was gay up to the age. Now, of course, we don't know if anything I say is true. I mean, and but anyway, it can all be checked by going to Norfolk. But then that's not what the story is going to come that night. So that you visit, and Sebastian Lockwood, who is running the meeting, he said you have to be very careful what hour you go because the beer bottles are flying. If you go to the house, if you go to the pub, he may be thrown out of it, so he might not be there. So